Hey kids, welcome. Mark Miller here. Let's get right into it. Get started writing some code. We're going to work on the spell scroll. It's the spell character scroll. And I'll bring up the controls for this so you can see. I'm hitting these buttons around right down here. Okay, so here's a bug right here, which if we hide the scroll for the main character, and we try to show it, it doesn't show up. So since we hit that, let's go after this bug first. So what's interesting is here it shows, indicating it's a state issue, or it's likely a state issue down below. Up above, what this is saying is that the SignalR command is being sent down into TypeScript. So that's what this is indicating by the fact that this is working here but not working on the live stream. So that's a little trickier. Let's try closing the scroll. You hear the scroll noise? Yeah. You're right, we can hear the scroll noise on the main stream. This is, I think, muted. Yeah. So we can hear the noise. So something is happening for sure. Let me try hitting the close scroll button. This one right up here. And then that, I think, recreates the bug. And then let's try hitting the main button. There we go. So we go to state. Before we were at state unrolled. Then we're at state none. And we got changing page. The state is now closing. So interesting, the state is kind of there. That's super interesting. If I switch to another player, then the button should work. And we're kind of getting unrolled as the state before every single one of these. If I close it and then try again, this is where I think the bug, there you go, state is none the first time, then closing, none and closing. So we're never getting to unroll. That's what it looks like to me. Okay. It's at line 873 in a character stats scroll. Let's look at it, see if we can figure out what's going on with this. How you doing, Coding Gorilla? 873, 873. So the problem state is essentially closing, it looks like. Living the dream. Another day, another dollar. Fill in your own cliche. Living the dream. Okay. So we got changing page. We jumped in here. And we didn't get here. Code Monk is out there. Living the dream, sometime it's a nightmare. Nice, Code Monk, nice to see you. Glad you're with us. We're in TypeScript today, working on basically painting and drawing on the canvas to duplicate this spell scroll is what we're trying to do. So I'm just looking at the console log messages. Looks like we get into the call to open, is my guess. But open is probably not working. Well, let's see. It was closing, state was closing. So we never get out of closing. Is that what's happening? Well, we kind of do actually. The first state we get to is none. Let's double check that. Just confirm that. Let's switch over to Fred. Switch to skills. All right, so we unrolled changing page. So that's kind of what we're looking at right there. We call changing page. Stuff a marker here. Let's go back to 873. And then we get into this space right here. And then we get open. We call it open. And open only does slam or unroll in here. So there's nothing really going on in open right there. All right, let's duplicate the bug at this point. We're going to say close control, and then we're going to try to open the main page again. And we get to this state is none. I think this is the introduction to the bug right here. That if the state is none going in here, sorry, not here. If the state is none right at this point, then we need to do something. Kind of what I'm feeling. Kind of feeling like this. If the state What's interesting is we've got this interesting line of code here. If state, we set state equal to none, then we call this dot open, which calls slam. Let's do a console log here. Let's see what's happening. Get a better sense of it. State slamming. And then the other thing that's interesting about that is this, the second time I hit it, does it go to, what does it go to? The state goes to closing. That's curious. So we can find out where that's set. Somebody's calling close. Is that the only time it says signed? Yep, that's the only time it's assigned. So someone's calling close. I don't think it's coming from here. This feels more likely. All right, so we're going to reveal the scroll state at that point. Let's refresh it. Clear, close the scroll, hit the button, close it again, hit the button, and seriously just fix it. Hit a different page. What a show now, kid. Hey, thanks everybody for joining me. Floating's going to take over. I think he'll just be driving the show from the chat room. I'll be Pudding's assistant. We're gonna make some pudding today, right, Pudding? Or maybe we'll continue to write code. Who knows? Did I really seriously just fix this? I think I fixed it. Sub Superstar Putty is in the house. Okay. All right, well, I guess that appears to be fixed. One more time. Close it. Open it. All right, I guess that's it. Yeah, the line of code that fixed it. Let's bring up source control and see if we can bring it. Oh, looks like I didn't check in code from yesterday. Character Stats Scrolls where we just were. You guys know what day it is today? It's Dragon Humper's Day. Lego Hump Hump sensor. All right. Yeah. In case you don't know, whoops, that's not it. That's it right there. Check out Dragon Humpers, twitch.tv/DragonHumpers. That's our Dungeons & Dragons show. Co-hosted by yours truly and my lovely wife who plays part of Little Cutie. I thought you were saying they don't know that I'm lovely. That's my lovely.
They know
wife.
I'm lovely.
There's Little Cutie right there. There she is. This is her actual height. I'm sitting at a normal desk. All right. Let's see. Pudding says hello, Karen. She says hello, Pudding. Well, shoot, all of these changes. Harder to see. Oh, I thought this was the line of code, but we didn't actually do anything here. So wait, I think the bug is maybe harder to find because we didn't actually change anything that I can see. Yeah, these are for other changes from yesterday. All right, let's do this. Anything I don't recognize from this morning, I'm going to stage and just make sure we're down to this is the method. This is a new one we added yesterday. Yeah, we added no functional changes, which means we really haven't fixed the bug. It's just more elusive than we thought, is what it appears. That's disappointing. Disheartening. That's for the spell title. Stage the hunk. Stage the hunk. Yep, all for the spell. Spell data. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to say it's not fixed yet. There are no functional changes we made. So there's that, and this, from here to here. This is from yesterday, with the spells. Did I stage just those lines? Yeah, okay. Yeah, these are just the changes we made today. Okay, disappointing. We did not fix it, even though it looks like it's fixed. Let's go from here to here, stage those, stage these. What changed over here? Oh, right. Stage those. I think I tried a couple different pastes and I wasn't putting an image into the code. I think there's only one of them. Is it this one? Sort by date. was the last one. That was the one I wanted right there. So the one that ends in 4A5F. 5F. Stage that one. Kill these. Little page command. Yep. Stage that. Stage that. That means I've got Dropbox enabled. Let me disable Dropbox. All right, so yesterday what we did is we added ability to show spells across multiple scroll pages. We've kind of got a crude switching. If I just hit the button, and you can see right there it's switching back and forth like that. We also added the ability to drive the scroll page changes. Hope Rory joins us soon. We need our one true hero. To drive the scroll page changes from the stream deck. All right, push those changes. Let's go throw them out there. And then in our attempts to fix the bug, we did this, and we thought the bug fixed, but it did not. We need to really understand how to reproduce this bug. Let's try a refresh here. Clear it. Go to Fred. Main. Already on there. Close. Main. Supposed to be reproducible, kids. Close. There we go. Okay. So it seems like here's maybe a way to reproduce it. Let's try it. Go character, hit the skills button, get to the skills page, close it, hit the skills page one more time. All right, there's the reproduce. Okay, let's go figure it out. Closing from set page, state is unrolled. And we're calling close. If state is not equal to, so it's unrolled is the state coming in here. What is page equal to? I suspect that's null. And if it is, that's cool, because I think we're closer to understanding the fix. All right, little cutie. Skills. Close. Skills. Now we don't have reproducibility anymore. Close. Skills. Oh wait, because, well, maybe. And close and then skills. Little cutie, skills. Coming back. Okay, looks like we're back, kids. Sorry about that. Lost power. Lost internet. I need to check my battery backups. I thought I had battery backups all along the path of the internet. Apologies for that. Let's see. We're in the process of seeing if we can duplicate this. Because I lost internet, I think I lost my signal or connections, and I think things aren't working anymore. Yeah. Well, wait. Well, maybe they're working. What about the Stream Deck? Stream Deck's not working. I think we're going to have to close. And restart. We'll probably have to restart everything, is my guess. All the bots and things like that. So let me shut those down in anticipation of a restart on those. Putting it back too. Starting those things up, lots of packets shooting by. It's double fanfare day. Yeah, it was a brownout. I lost power for just a second. I'm supposed to be protected all along the way, but I have a feeling that someone made a change at some of the places, someplace along the lines. It could be also, there could be a, unintentional problem on this side too. We'll take a look at it, but I'll do that after the show. We'll figure it out, because this is like 3 times now where this has happened. And the first 2 times I thought, I think it's, not me. I think it's my internet provider, but now I'm starting to think it's somewhere between the internet provider and myself. I've got 4 battery backups between the internet provider and myself at different switches and routers along the way. And my guess is that something got unplugged and plugged into a non-battery backup. That's what I'm feeling is the situation. All right, so let's see. We've started up here. We have communication. Looks like we don't. I need to refresh. Overlays. Jetson is in the house. Welcome, Jetson. Yeah, maybe I need our support. I think I need something. Let's see what I got now. All right, there we go. That's working. Let's do a couple other tests. I like to run through these tests before I get started in the morning. Make it rain. Drones are working. Fixed. Mark. Okay, so everything's working now. No brownouts, because clearly 4 power supply backups is not enough. Okay. We're back over in this world right here. I added this line of code here to see what the page was. I have a feeling it's null coming in here is what I think it is, just before we assign it. And so this is basically just saying, hey, we should be closing it, I think, but I want to just see what this thing is. And whatever this situation is, I want to likely change the condition here so we don't go into close. That's kind of what I'm thinking. All right. Let's go open up Chrome. So we can duplicate. Close. Main. Still works. Beauty. Skills. Close. Skills again. Close. Equipment. It's working. Hitting it 2 too fast. Now hit it. Okay. Closing from set page. State is unrolled. So the new page is 2. The old page is 3. We call close. State is closing. And I reverse the animation. Okay. You know, I'm kind of taking for granted that state is unrolled is the right thing, but I'm wondering if that is not quite the right thing on there. Let's look at the states and see if we can understand what each one of them does. This is all code that was written like well over a year ago. So slamming is happening as the scrolls are coming down onto the paper. Slammed means that's just happened. Unrolling it means we're opening it up. Unrolled means we're done opening it up. So enrolled essentially means we're open. So unrolled is wrong, is incorrect. We're calling close from set page. State is unrolled, but it's not. So we can get back to a duplicated state in here. So here I'm trying to show it. The state is none. No change with no update. Now this is also interesting. If the state is none, then we can call open. I almost think I want to do this. What's the problem here? Oh, it should be this. Right there. That's looking better. I think that's the code we just wrote working. It's not bad. One of the things I noticed that I kind of don't like, what is it, on spells? Spell page. Switching away from the spell page. There's a little bit of overlap when we do that. Let's go look at the assets for the scrolls. Here we go. So this is what it looks like. I want to make sure I'm drawing them on top. These particular ones, scroll open. So let's at least make that, let's start and make that change first. That's going to be in the Dragon Front game, I think. What's this? That's whole word. Yeah, I don't know. White Panthers rating with a party of 76. Welcome, kids. Welcome. Great, White Panther. How was your stream? Dancing cats? Sold. Very good, thanks. Well, thanks for All right, guys, sorry about that. Holy cow, I had a brown out there just in the raid. I was talking earlier about this. I got some power backup, battery backup, power supply chain, about 4 of them. Yeah, the dancing killed me. Cover says, oh no, bro, code rushed. The pudding's here, that's who. Yeah, no, the raid didn't crash me. It was a brownout. Hopefully we won't have any more of those today, but definitely I've got a weak link. I've got 4 battery backups between internet and you. And somewhere, one of those I think is failing, or a plug got plugged in the wrong space. I'm gonna check all that. Anyway, apologies. We're working in TypeScript today. We're making this cool Dungeons and Dragons scroll is what we're doing. I'm gonna need to do some restarting of things here when we recover from that the internet, because the internet break, because it also breaks my Signal R connections. So let's go shut some things down and close them and then start them back up again. How's Pudding the Red Flower doing? It's Triple Fanfare Day, says Coding Gorilla. Yeah, it might be. All right, let's start up Mr. Announcer Bot. There go the packets flying by. Here comes the overlay manager. All right, let's go over to our D&D app. Let's start that up. Let's get into all of our overlays, and we're going to refresh all of those as well. We're going to lose our music for just a second as we refresh those overlays and get those right back, though, within a second. Here comes the music reset. Boom. Followed by a music restart. And the third fanfare for Pudding today. Ah! Too much! Too much pudding, kids. Too much. All right. This is what we're working on. It's looking pretty cool. It's looking pretty cool. Ah! Look out! Oh! Copper Beardian is amazing sunflowers around the house. More air support, says Jetsam. No! No, Jetsam, no! No! No more air support. We don't need it. Oh no, here he comes! It's Jetsam! I always got to get out of the way for these tricks he does. Every time. Get out of here, Jetsam! Jetsam's in the house. Neurologist, I am hungry. Is there a reason for your all something something? Yeah, these guys are all VIPs. They've been hanging out here for a while, so they all get custom fanfares. Whoa! Coding Gorilla. There he goes. Look at that. All right, coming back in, kids. Yeah, it happened again. Another brownout, guys. What are we gonna do? Let's see what happens. See if I've got control of things at all. It does not look like I have control. That means I gotta shut everything down again. All right. We'll do it again, man. Well, it seemed like we had some potential there at the beginning, didn't it, kids? All right, let's start them up again. At this point, I'm just like, about ready to walk away. Okay, starting them up one more time. D&D app, run, you start up. Let's refresh. And there's the refresh of those. All right. See how lucky we get. If we got brown out one more time, I'm just going to get out of here. Dude, said we did our best. Yeah, quadruple fanfare day. So we're working on that, trying to make that beautiful right up there. We can control it using the Stream Deck. This is for Dungeons & Dragons live stream. Where's my Stream Deck app? There it is right there. So this is my UI page for this. So I can press on a player up here at the top, like Little Cutie, and Little Cutie stats show up there. I can choose one of the pages to show up. I want to show Little Cutie skills, for example, that sort of thing. We're just at the point where we notice that when it closes from here, watch carefully, the spell sections are drawn briefly over the top of the spell scrolls as it's rolling up. Watch. See that? I want to fix that. And there's a couple ways to fix it. One is we need to find those scroll open and find the scroll open animation and draw it on top of everything else. Let's see if we can find it. I found the asset out on out here. It's called Scroll Open. Zero files matched. 0 files found. So is it possible? Nope. That's the animation when it blows up. It's really got to be here. Scroll open. Oh, I'm in the wrong place. One more time. Scroll open. And here too, nothing. So how am I getting that asset up here? Let's do this. Let's just go to and look for like open. What do I have? Scroll open offsets. Well, that probably is going to be close to what I want. Let's see what sprites I have in here. Scroll slam, scroll backs. Do some sprites right up here. Scroll rolls, there it is. Okay, so where are we drawing these? Here we go. So, yeah, looks like the first thing is to flip this with this. Take the character data, draw that first, then draw the scroll rolls. I'm pretty sure this, either this one or this one gets us in and draws those spells. I don't recall which one, but I'm pretty sure we just do that, it'll look better. And then we might still need to do some cleanup. Let's see if we can refresh here on the back overlay. And now take a look at that. Bring up spells, and now try to close it. That does look better. Putting says, so random question, coders. Do you have like a solar backup system? No. You just have regular UPSs plugged into various equipments. That's what I have. I've got 4 UPSs along the path that every time I've got something that's standing, because I'm bringing fiber optic from business next door. And so I've got like 100 meters of cable coming across. And every time there's an electronic station, I've got battery backup there. So yeah. Back up, kids on bicycles, murky stealing internet. What? I'm not stealing it. I'm paying for it. After the big power kerfuffle here in Texas, I'm having a solar backup system installed. Are you going with, I guess, who are you going with? Are you going with, you know, the one I know, which is Elon Musk's company? I guess that's still in business, right? I heard somebody say he's not. And here comes Jetsam again. It's too much, Jetsam. All right. So what do we got here? I think that's not bad. Again, one more time. Going to spells. Sandra, she's got 2 pages of spells like this. And we close this down and go to another page. It's way better just by putting those rolls on the top. Okay, cool. Just a local contractor, not Elon Solar Roof, just panels and batteries. Okay. Are you, even though you're not going with Elon Solar Roof, are you thinking about getting like Elon's big battery? Or have you looked into something else? I'm interested in that. Okay, next thing I want to do is on the spell page, I want to be able to show here in the upper right, I want to write page 1 of 2. And over here, I want to write page 2 of 2. Tesla Powerwall. That's Jetsam. That's what it's called. Jetsam's helping me out, I think. So it's called the Powerwall. Not looked into it. I don't think it's available right now, but also not that familiar with it. I think the Powerwall is available. Yeah, I have a feeling the battery technology from Tesla is going to turn out long term to be pretty remarkable. Just based on a little bit of what I've heard about it. Okay, so I have room over in the upper right over to the right of the caret here, right up there to write page 2 of 2 or page 1 of 2. I've got it there, and I've got room here as well in both of those places. So I think it's a good place to do that. I'm heading towards the equipment page. Haven't done this yet, but the equipment page is going to need the same kind of love and care, which, you know, among other things, it means I'm going to have to take those and drop them down because I'm going to need a page 1 of 2, 2 of 2, or whatever, page 3 of 3. Cheston says, we have solar and have been toying with the idea of some battery system too. Not that the power goes off often, but when it does, we have no water. 12 times. Yeah. Don't you have night at like 5 p.m. right now, Copperbeardy? Yeah, I live in Costa Rica, and so brownouts are a regular part of business here, but you know, we're working our way through it. Okay, so let's write this code so we can get the page 1 of 2 and page 2 of 2 right up in this space. So I think it's going to be somewhere here in stat page is what I think it's going to be. We're going to do something in this space right here. Stat dot. This is for rendering of the stat page. Where are we going to do? Do I have an overload of this? Nope. Looks like I'm just calling that. Let's see where we're creating the spell stat page. Yeah, so ultimately we come down to, I think, the same method right here, where we render this, and it generally is going through all of its stats. I have two approaches to solving the problem. One is I could add an additional stat to it that says what page it's on. Let's drop a marker here. I want to go look at how we add the spells and how we decide whether to draw the spells or not. Yeah, what I'm not following is how the connection between here, yeah, that's the name at the top. Between here, creating a spell page, and how we're actually drawing those in. Because we're clearly not adding those as stats here, rendering stats. It's got to be happening outside of it, is what's happening here. That's my take on this. This one. I think it might be here. Draw spell data. All right. So there's this idea of a page num and a page index, and we're kind of connecting these two together. I think I'm going to rename this right here to page index, just so that I have index and index. Okay. I guess it doesn't want that to happen, and I can't cancel. Hey devs, take a look at this. I hit rename. I'm inside TypeScript. This is Visual Studio, not CodeRush, but take a look at this whole thing. It's not allowing me to cancel. I'm clicking here. Oh, there we go. Finally, I got to cancel. It took a long time to search the code to be able to support this rename. Let's fix that. We'll do the rename on that. Check out the log files. This is a message to the CodeRush team. Temporary. Okay. We're dogfooding CodeRush. This is the add-in for Visual Studio. We're dogfooding this 3 days a week. Well, actually 5 days a week. Right here live in front of everybody. That's what's going on. So we see an issue in Visual Studio, we see an issue in CodeRush, or we have feature requests, that sort of thing. We log it, and the devs get a link to the live video, and they get the log files, they get all this data, and they can go take a look at it and see what's going on. Okay, so right in here is we're kind of adding this spell data. This would actually be a pretty easy place to enter this active spell page index that we're on right here. I think I'm going to start playing with that right now. So let's just do this right now. Let's see context dot fill text. We're going to say page And looks like we're coming back. Brown out again. I'm just going to power through it because, you know, try to stay focused on it. Restarting those pieces. I think just about everything is restarted. D&D app is loading up. Okay, back over to the code while that's happening. So like this is going to be a +1 right here. That, what do we need as parameters? We need an X and a Y as well. Let's go see if we can figure out that X and Y. So I'm playing in that space right there. I think I'm going to say my Y is right about there. So this is going to be 306. I'm looking at the bottom right of this. So 306, 191. Like that. And let's do a few more things. Context, dot. Text align is equal to left. Nope. I want right. I want to right align it. I need to get a font size. Let's set a marker here. I want to see when we draw that spell group, we get the title. What font are we using there? How are we getting that font? It's that. Okay, cool. Let's just take that back. Let's do that. What about the color? Fill style. Like that. Okay, we got that. Go back. Pop that there as well. All right, let's try it there. Draw spell data like that. Let's refresh the back overlay. Aren't you behind schedule for another brownout? It says ask sex positive. Sex positive. Totally behind schedule for that. Okay. Sandra. Okay. Page 1 of 2. Page 2 of 2. That kind of works, but it needs some adjustment. A couple things we need to change. One is I want to get rid of the period at the end of this. 2 is I want to drop the font size. We're going to call this page num height. Like that. What was the other height? I should probably check that. Group title height was 22. So we're going to go way lower than that. We'll make it 14 like that. The color is, I'm not a big fan of that color. It's too high contrast. Couple purity saying hi to sex positive. Let's go get a good color here. I want it to be lighter. Who's calling? Who could that be?
Hello!
How you doing, buddy?
Hey Mark, how's things?
I have had 5 brownouts today. It's my all-time record for brownouts.
Okay.
Got a big raid from White Panther. Got 75 folks in. That dropped to 24. Now we're at 20 folks in. The brownouts were, I think it was a brownouts. I like to say it was a brownouts. We're getting rid of people.
Yeah.
So, it's roar. Power fails. Just go to roar. Yeah, 5 times.
5.
Yeah, normally I've
you
battery
keep
backup
going.
all the way. But somebody, I have a feeling it was a tech at the other business across the way that unplugged my battery backup over there, and I've got to go over and go find it. All right, spell, title, color. We're using that now. It's a little lighter. Let's refresh. I'm just working on this page 1 of 2 right up here. You know that thing I do where I make everything perfect?
Yes. The shining of things, the polishing.
I'm shining
making
them now.
With style and class.
Yeah, so here we go. Oh, that's better. There we go. Okay, cool. So now it just tells me what this page 1 of 2, page 2 of 2. Like that. There's nothing between these two switches. It's just this kind of instantaneous, non-magical thing.
Sure. Yeah, there's no transition, as it were.
But it's not something that's a main part of the show. And we already wrote code yesterday. I don't know if you were here for this or not, but if let's switch over to Fred for a second. If we go to Asandra and we just say, Asandra, cast Flame Strike, it should switch to page 2. See it? The Flame Strike's up there on page 2. And if we say, oh no, we meant Vein instead, then it switches back to page 1. So,
and that's fine because the spell itself has got the distractive stuff on it. It's got the polish and what have you in this case. If you had to add another transition, so to hit page 1 and then change to page 2, you'd lengthen the whole thing.
I know, yeah. I was just listening to an audiobook, this is Copperbeardy, Sandworm, about hacker groups targeting power services. Coincidence?
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe not.
No, it's a coincidence. Because look, they wouldn't look. If I was a hacker, I wouldn't be just hitting brownout button. That's not what I would do. Yeah. Okay. So that looks pretty good. All right, let's go figure out what we're gonna do next. I'm gonna call that feature done. I think I'm heading over to the equipment page. The equipment page is where I'm heading, and it's something I haven't done yet because it's not.
It's a little bare.
It's a little bare. Yeah. It's something I haven't done yet, and it's something I've given almost no thought to. But I kind of have a feeling for it. I'll share that feeling with you on what we're going to do. Let's go take a look at this. We did this, a spell name that's on that page. So that's done. Spell page num, that's done. We've got the cycling. So we've got that done. Pre-calculate where each spell group will go and store it on the page. We did that as well. This was actually, when I started this yesterday, remember Rory, I was like, there's 2 ways to do this. And I got so enthralled with the first way, I didn't even end up writing down the second.
You never even wrote the second alternative because the first one just made so much sense.
It turned out working well. It turned out working pretty well. Let's see. You're supposed to require concentration when cast and then eventually dispelled. Fail to remove the concentration animation on the in-game character stats. This is an issue. I don't want to go after it now because I don't think bugs are that exciting to watch me go after. So let's do something new. Let's talk about the equipment page. And I think, here's what I think. There are some couple pieces that are going to come together. One of them is magic.
Okay.
Magic is that thing you can give to another player. It sticks around.
Right. So equipment is not just those physical things you can pick up.
Yes. I'm telling you that I believe there's a strong connection with magic. In other words, magic is something I can give to another player. It stays and has a life. It has a life, right?
Yes.
It has a life, right? and it could be all kinds of things. It could be measured in Dungeons and Dragons time. It could be measured in charges, time, charges.
That's right. It has some measure of duration or expiry.
Events. Yeah, events could cause it to expire. I mean, it could be all combination of those. For example,
and one of the great things about your implementation of magic is that it exists after its cause. Okay?
Yeah.
So somebody can cast a spell which will cause magic to attach itself to you in this way.
Right.
But equally, some non-magical creature with a magical wand that they have picked up can do the same thing. And that will all work just fine because it doesn't need to be attached to its causation necessarily.
Right. So for example, a wand, well, it can cast spells, right?
Yes.
And if it can cast spells, that means it needs to be able to give magic, right? Which is what
Indeed.
happens when you cast a spell. So that's an example of something that can happen in equipment. I have like armor, which can give bonuses.
Yes.
Right? And there's also a connection. So there's a connection. These are kind of very specific examples, but on a kind of theoretical level, let's maybe add a second page here, right here. Maybe specific parts, whatever, examples. I'll put those two back down here. But on a theoretical level, right here, there's magic. There's another connecting piece with cards, because cards can give equipment to players.
Yes. Because the card is, you find a sword buried in a bush next to you, and thus you now have a sword.
Right. So there's a connection with cards as well. And what else is there?
Well, at a base level, you've got objects, physical objects.
Right, I'm going to get to that in a second. I think also, so even though we say magic sticks around and has a life, I'm going to also say that equipment sticks around and has a life.
Sure.
And it could end after time, charges, or uses, or some sort of event. Okay? Make sense? A little bit?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, a sword might wear out over time. I mean, you might have a very long duration of a couple of years or something.
Right.
Or, a X number of dragons slain and it goes away.
Yeah, or it might have magical properties that go away after a certain period of time.
That's true. Or you've got ammunition for, like, a bow. So you've got arrows, which are the equivalent of charges in this case.
Yeah. So if we look at, like, the specific examples, we've got armor, we've got weapons, we've got ammo, we've got magic items.
Now your money is accounted for elsewhere, your finance.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily need to be here.
Right. Let's see. So I just want to go through this and make sure I've got all the pieces in. So you've got armor, weapons, ammo, magic items, and you've got wearable. You've kind of got a wearable component to this.
Yeah, I was going to say you've got like cloaks and gloves that equally could be magical or not,
right?
But might just give reinforcement against certain elemental things, like you're warmer because of the cloak you're wearing. And I was going to say, is that a superset of armor? And it kind of is, but some types of armor, like a shield, is an item, which could be, believed to be armor, but you don't. I guess you kind of do wear it. You carry it more than wear it. I suppose the grey area.
And then there are character limits. Yeah, there are character limits on, like, how many helmets you can wear, for example.
Oh, good point. Yes, I see the word equipped there. That's very good, because you've got potentially a bag in which you have stored a bunch of things and they're not actually having an effect because you're not wearing them. But when you choose to wear them, then their effect is in order. Yeah. And as you say, there's a logical limit of how many helmets you can wear. Possibly, depending on how many extra heads you've grown because of some other spell.
Sure. Okay. There is... So there's a state whether you're equipped or not. Now, a long time ago, we created a page, long time over here, called items, where we started defining items and this was like old technology, but it had the ability to create effects. Do we have any of these? Here we go. On equip, on unequip, test effect. Oh, there you go. Got a blue smoke effect right there coming in there. So we kind of created this effect editor, which is kind of a fun kind of thing that we did to be able to create these items. I don't know where these items are. I don't think they're being stored where we think they are. I think they might even be stored on disk, is what I think. And I kind of want to move them over. But notice that we've already thought through a number of the properties for this.
Yes. Oh, consumable. That's a good point. Food.
Right? Yeah.
And drinkable. Yeah.
Yeah. So these are the pieces that they're going to correspond to. They're going to correspond to what we're going to put in the spreadsheet. Just to be very clear, I suppose we should double check our items here. We want to go find this list box and see what its data source is. So that's going to be over in the other solution. That's going to be in main window.
Wouldn't it be good if you had a debug mode in WPF? You could just click the object and then jump to its definition from the running application.
I think we can.
Yeah.
Isn't there a tool options? I've got it turned off right now. But let's see, where is that? Debugging.
Oh, you're right. There's a little toolbar. I don't know what the facilities available on it are. But you're right. We found it slightly annoying sometimes. Runtime tools there, maybe?
That's it. And then over here, oh wait, why don't we see it?
I think maybe you've got to restart.
Maybe I just have to hit OK. There we go. All right.
Okay,
so
cool.
Now, what do I got? Select element. I want to select that as the element. And now that I've selected it, is it showing up over here in some live thing? I thought that's what we were going to do. Go to live visual tree. Okay, LB items. What's your data source? My friend, where are you? Are we moving?
Can you double click it? Because it does have like a line number there on the right.
Use source. I have to right click it. That's what I have to do. Okay, LB items.
Okay, and it's a JSON file. Okay.
Items.json. Yeah, so this is an editable list box. We wrote this like a year and a half ago, I want to say, Roy, where we could just specify a data file name and we'd go ahead and open it up and we could, save and load to it, all of that. I'm kind of going to...
Before we discovered Google Sheets.
Yeah, better way to do that. Let's go disable now that we found that, because I'm not a fan of that feature.
Well, at least you're right, and it can be sort of toggled on and off whilst you're running. That's quite nice.
Yeah, okay, so that's it. So we want to kind of create the effect of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into our spreadsheet, and I'm going to start adding the data for this. I'm going to put it in this main one here. So I think we're going to have an items... Oh, there's another aspect to this as well. Yeah, let's do this. Create a new sheet. Sheet 31. We're going to call this items. So one of the things that we do is we'll have like a sheet for all global items and another, somehow a list of items that people own and are carrying. So it'll then there. I am
Wow.
Hold on.
It's alright, X-Positive is in the chat room there. Keeping people up to date.
Alright. Yeah, it's not my favorite. Not my favorite at all. I have to go find it.
Are we broadcasting again now?
Yeah, we are. We're broadcasting now.
We are.
Okay.
What I was about to ask is if this sheet is this sheet intended to be a list of instances of items or classes of items? So for example, are we going to list every conceivable and then Right. So your characters can each have one of the things that's on this list.
Right.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that they're essentially classes of items is what they are. Well, I think they're kind of...
So you'd never have more than one long silver sword which has the same damage and so forth.
Right,
You'd
not
have
in this
one
list,
of these,
right?
and you'd allocate pointers to that.
But I could have many different kinds of magic rings listed here. I could have like a
Yes.
ring of fire protection, that sort of thing. Hey, Surly, how you doing? Yeah, Costa Rican power is not great today. Where are my pumpkins? Yeah, sorry, I didn't reset everything. Everything's broken. I didn't reset it. Hold on. Let's go reset everything. Ugh, ugh, ugh. Closing everything down. Why is that funny to you, Roy?
I just quoting Gurley says the rest of us have had like 5 fanfares so far.
Yeah, I know. It's really not at all. It's not
It's
at all
an
my favorite.
entertaining side effect.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, okay. Those two pieces are restarted. You should get it now, Surly. Is my...
Anyone on continental Europe who can comment as to whether Spain has less brownouts?
I'd say they have fewer. All right. Okay, so let's close this down. Let's go to our D&D app. I guess we got to restart it. Yeah. And let's also get the music back up. Coder's music. Yeah, the power failure breaks the bots. It's not my favorite at all. That's not good.
Surly Dad is in the house.
Yeah, everything breaks. Everything's connection with everything breaks when that happens. Not my favorite. Okay, we're restarting the D&D app. So
Solely Dev, quite correct there. It's fewer brownouts, not less.
yeah, that's what I was getting at that subtly. Okay, so I want to call this ID right here. There's my ID. Then I want to, I guess we'll call it name right here. So I'm going to put a GUID here. Since we started doing this with the cards, I've really been liking it. It solves a lot of problems later on if you throw GUIDs out there. Yeah. Pudding says, hide your drone, Surly's in the house. Mark subtly corrected you, Rory. I'm not so subtle, so Surly.
I'm good with all forms of correction.
Yeah, no,
I need much of that.
No worries. Okay, so yeah, this is like the only reason I do it is because I got kids, and so I'm trying to change my name to Subtle Dev. Okay, that's awesome.
Ironic names for the win.
Okay, let's start up this again. Let's start filling these fields in. So I got an ID, I got a name. Guess we'll throw in a description. Like
How many items are there to theoretically port over? Do we have quite a few?
I don't know. We got about 30 something is what are in there.
Okay.
I'm not really too worried about those porting those over. I'm more worried about items from cards. I want cards to be able to give people items, and I want a way to show that, and that's kind of what I'm really thinking about. Is that
Okay.
So let's go look at the items page again. Bring that up, and we can look at that data, what we've got here. And we'll just kind of use this as a model. What we'll do here.
One item on the list is clearly going to be pudding.
Pudding in the house.
Is there any, as I understand it, you have a character issue insofar as when Merkin does anything of note, certainly magic-wise, there's an extra D20 and then 2 and then 3, and eventually, when this is critically bad, you get to suffer one of many effects.
Right.
I'm wondering if any of them are on a scale of being drowned in pudding.
No, none of them are.
No.
That's a wild magic check right there. Looks like that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, this is what you're talking about. The second one, I think I got to gotta do that. Get the second one going. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So let's see what else we got in items. So we got a description. Now, notice I've added the ability to add mods, curses, blessings, and effects. I don't know what I'm doing here yet. I'm thinking I'm going to have some events for the effects, but I don't think I'm going to do any others. So if I go in here and choose add, I have these. See these? Those look like clearly they should be events. Okay?
Yes.
So let's maybe add some events here. Let's add those across the top here. So we'll say on consume. We'll get our on equip. On unequip. On discard. On acquire. So this is actually a cool architecture. Am I spelling this right? It's probably not without the C.
I think it's with a C.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, I think the C is correct.
Looked out of place for a second. Okay, on acquire, on impact. So this one's kind of interesting.
When somebody slams you over the head with it.
Yeah, I think that's what we've got here. It's like a sound effect kind of reservoir. Speaking of discard, misheard Discord. Join the Code Rush community on Discord. Go do that. Talk to us about Code Rush out there. All right, so those are our events right there. I'm going to give those a background color. Something like that, maybe. Light orange. Okay, cool.
So are we correct to presume that these will be events in the same sense as elsewhere in our system? So we're going to write some scripts in there.
Exactly.
For what will happen?
Exactly. That's what we're looking for. All right, consumable. We want a yes or no there. Is it magic? Yes or no there. Is it silvered? Apparently important in some ways.
Werewolves and such.
Yeah. Is it made out of adamantine?
I can see a lot of werewolf Wolverine combos happening.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Yeah.
I got an. Let's get my equip time up here. Equip time. Yeah, I don't know. This is maybe getting a little too unequipped time, a little too, mired in the rules here. But we can certainly easily implement those because we've got a D&D clock. Minimum strength to carry this item. Oh, I like this. Min strength to carry. Whoops, let me go over here so it actually goes somewhere.
See, that's interesting. I would have assumed that there would be a weight to the object, and that whilst that's so let's imagine, I don't know how the strength is.
I just want to interrupt you, Roy. There is a weight to the object, and normal encumbrance rules apply to the weight. But there are also a few items that have a minimum strength required to carry. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
It kind of does, but I'm wondering if it. I kind of maybe inaccurately think of strength as an exhaustible thing, right? So your strength ties directly into how much you can carry, but you can't just keep picking up items worth 500 weight. Once you have absorbed your capacity to do so, you're done. You're not picking up anything else.
Yeah.
And it feels like that if you've got a minimum strength, is that not inferred by the weight of the object?
Yeah, in almost all cases it is. But there's also this other
stuff.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I was thinking magical stuff probably overrides that. It's literally you can't pick up Thor's hammer unless you're worthy. It's an exceptional kind of thing.
Yeah, so this applies to most cases. This is an overriding rule that happens sometimes. Okay?
Cool.
We got the weight in there, cost value. Is that everything? That's everything. Okay, that's not bad. That's a reasonable amount of data. This was fun, what we built. This was kind of a fun visual for playing with those kinds of effects and things like this, like on impact. That was fun. Okay, so yeah, this is kind of fun. This timeline component where we could kind of move things around visually, it was kind of fun. But we ended up switching for a, look at this, let's do this too, unequip the potion. Yeah, look at that fun stuff we can do.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's cool. Okay, what's on consume? Yeah. So all of those things were things that we can kind of do. I do like the visual aspect of this a lot, Rory.
Yeah.
But I also like the code-based aspect to the, you know, we switched this over in favor of code. Like, you know, these are all little simple pieces here, I think. There we go. There's an example of something bigger that happens. So, because I just thought this was more flexible to be able to do this. All right, so that's what our items look like. Let's copy all of that. And let's go to the D&D app. And let's close it down. And let's add this as a new item in here. So create a new class. We're going to call this item. I bet it's taken already. Have you taken item? Got an enum element. Let's try this. Do I have a D&D item? I don't. Sweet. I'm going to call it a D&D item.
Okay.
Let's paste these in. And let's start giving them, putting the properties in. Whoops. Let me just start typing them in here. Maybe just, well, no, I guess not. Fire on impact. Then we go to consumable. Is it magic? And is it silvered? Is it adamantine? And we've got equip time, unequip time, wait. It's like I misspelled consumable. Minster to carry. And cost value. Okay. Too many M's. Too many M's. Okay. All right. Let's go fix this out here. Okay. I'm gonna call this items. So there's my D&D item, and it's got all of those pieces. I made them all strings. Which makes sense for like all of these from here to here. Yeah, consumable, this is gonna be, these are gonna be booleans. Right to there. Okay. Equip time.
Time's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Because do we have text representations for D&D time frames?
We do. But there's nothing built into our Google Sheets, you know, app to pull those across. So I'm going to take them in like this. And we've got Minster to carry. All right, so let's do this. Let's... I was going to say, let's create something new. Let's move this to its own file. Let's... I need to set column properties on all of these guys. And indexer properties as well. Column. So the ID is going to be the indexer right here. Is that right? I don't think it's right. Oh, there we go. Okay. This will get the data in. And I want to add just like one item here to start with. ID, we'll call this yo yo yo. I know it's not a good. Yo yo yo. God, I can't get that Y. There it is. And the name is going to be the Ring of Fire, I guess. And the description is going to be gives wearer resistance to fire. So then we presumably have something else going on in the consume. It is going to be magic. Yes. It's consumable. No. It is not. Is it silvered? No, no, no. Equip time is... What's the normal equip time? Wait. We're going to say 0.1. Like that. So I think everything is in pounds here. And the cost value is, I think, going to be in gold pieces. I don't advise eating your ring as are not as nutritional as you might think.
No.
Someone was asking, does strength diminish or is that stamina? Your strength does not diminish. You can get to a state of being fatigued if you haven't slept in a while. So that can happen. All right, so minster to carry. So weight and minster to carry. I'm going to make weight be a double. Min strength to carry is going to be an int. Cost value is going to be in gold pieces. I'm going to make this a double. That feels good to me.
Do you already have, or are you planning on implementing a kind of an actual mechanic for equipping? So it's all very well somebody says, oh, I'm going to equip this. Do we take action to let the game system know it is currently equipped?
Yeah, I'm heavily leaning in it, but not really player inspired or activated, but rather activated by the cards, I think.
Okay.
That's kind of what I'm thinking about, because part of the problem is if I want to equip something and it's going to be player activated, I got to give the player a bunch of buttons, and that means I need a button for everything that they could equip. So it's we want to be careful about this because I don't want to add hundreds of buttons, for hundreds of items. Does that make sense? So
at which point, how does it unequip?
Well, I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
I haven't really thought this out. You're grilling me, Rory, and I got no answers right now.
To be honest, I was actually leading to something different because I remember playing way back in the day a game of Dungeons & Dragons wherein we found a magic ring, as you might do here occasionally, and the decision was taken that someone was going to put the ring on, and they did, at which point they discovered they couldn't take it off again. Because this effectively was a property of the ring. It was unremovable, I think, in this particular case until some particular event had happened. But I can see that these things are not necessarily bi-directional. You can't elect to put it on and then just elect to take it off necessarily.
Yeah, no, I get that. That is something that that would be fun to add into the game plan. I wanted to show here, like for example, if we go into weapons for Sandra, so we hit this button right here. And then we go in here like for Warhammer. So I've got options here for what she can use to strike with, right? I hit the mace button, that sort of thing. I think we're not running, is that right? Yeah, we haven't started yet.
But let's be clear, those are there because you've put them there in advance for those states, right?
Yeah. And so,
we can't
example,
dynamically generate them or anything.
Right. And so to change this, so the equipping and unequipping of things, I want to make sure it's got an exciting gameplay aspect to it, and then we'll put it in. And so for the cards to do it, it does make a little bit more sense, I think. If there's timing, critical timing issues involved, then yeah, maybe it makes sense and that can be more exciting. But I'm not sure right now. I'm doing a kind of gradual embrace of the idea of
There is
of items.
one thing that you've done before, I can't remember where, that might apply in this case. So we can't generate sort of next or infinite lists of equipment on the Stream Deck for interaction by even yourself or Dungeon Master. But what can potentially be done is to create a next and previous button and have the UI for the currently selected item display on screen, I guess.
Yeah,
That might be an alternative.
the
But it's
problem is
quite a
we get-
distance to go down that way.
Yeah, we also have had problems with that UI. It's in this kind of thing we built. I've had problems where if that UI is activated in certain situations, it locks up everything.
Right.
There's a thread lock issue somewhere in it, and so as a
Yeah.
result, I've thought, okay, you know what? Let's do less of that. Also, I think it disrupts
Sure.
the game when the UI comes up
True.
and asks a
You
question.
got to page through lots of things. It
Yeah.
does get a bit involved.
So I'm leaning
And you're
towards.
right. You want to keep things flowing smoothly.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards exactly, faster, smoother movement through the game. All right,
Okay.
so now I've got the D&D item. I need to get a static class out here called all D&D items. So I'll just build it here. All D&D items, like this. Want it to be static. And we want
I'm surprised by now, Mark, you don't have a static class just called all that links to each of the other static classes.
Yeah, I like it.
All dot items kind of thing.
Yeah, well, if this was my real job, then I would do that. But I'm not doing that, man.
Fair enough, mate.
yeah.
No problem.
Yeah. Ring pops. We had a discussion about ring pops in the chat room. All right, so we want a new list of those guys right there, D&D items. We'll call this all items, I suppose, like that. And then what I need is, so that's going to create a new instance of it. No, I don't think so. It's not going to create a new instance of it. Instead, I'm going to have a method called invalidate. That. I'm just going to set all that to null. Then we need to can I do that? And can I do this? You know what I really want to do? I don't like that when I'm here, expand property. It doesn't do. It's not really at all exciting to me. Expand accessor. That's better. That's what I wanted. And no setter. And now what I want to do here is I want to say, hey, if we're null, then what I want to do is I want to say all items is, maybe we just call load. Like that. And just declare that method. Put all items on the clipboard. And create an instance of it. And then we're going to, or actually, you know what? I think I've just got Google Sheets is going to do this for me. Google Sheets dot get, and we're going to pass in the D&D items. That should give us a big whopping entry of 1 when we start and run this. I need a call to invalidate. And let's move this to its own file. I need to invalidate this in the right spot. Now somewhere in here I have I think an initialize all.
Don't you only need to invalidate it? Oh, no, you said initialize, not invalidate.
I don't want quick refresh. I want reload all. That's what I think I want. Reload button, reload everything, click. In there, I want to go call invalidate. Like that. Okay? Looks like I left that private. I did. Shirley says, hey Rory.
Want to see my drone launcher with built-in autoloader that I have hidden behind the clock?
The clock? You mean right over here? What are you talking about? I think I can see you right there. Hope I'm not in trouble. Hope they're not going to all attack me. Okay, so that's done there. There's my invalidate call there. So let's load everything. Let's go and load everything. There we go. First goes one. And look at this. They're going down. That's awesome. They hit there.
See, I'm imagining that the clock is spinning at high speed like a baseball launcher, just projecting them out. That's pretty good.
I just want to point out, kids, you're probably not here for me. You're probably here for Rory, or you're here for Surly's Drone Show.
All hail the drone show.
They're both pretty good.
So good.
Okay, so I've loaded everything in. Now, I need to go to a player and somehow have the player be able to hold on to the item.
We kind of need a pseudo inventory.
Yeah. I need like an equipment kind of field here is what I think I need. I got a lot.
But you can't. I mean, are you just going to have comma separated GUIDs in that, or?
I don't think I'm going to do GUIDs actually.
Okay. I mean, we could give like common names, or.
Yeah.
See, the difficulty with that is that you get somewhere in that middle ground. So at one end of the scale, you have short silver sword, and that's a nice readable phrase which implies enough about it to keep it sort of unique. But at some point, you're going to get another short silver sword which differs because it's a magic one. And do you get this growing kind of common name thing which still has to be unique somehow? I'm just not sure what the best way to do that.
I feel like I'm moving into depression, Roy, and I feel like it's your analysis that's getting me there. I just need a moment.
How about you argue that the inventory of a character is the inventory of a character is more of a transient thing, right? So what you've got here for a character is pretty much their static state. Right? That they're always going to have these proficiencies and this name and those qualities, but their inventory is going to change as people hand things to them and take things away. So as such, you could have it on a different sheet that says Merkin sword, Merkin this other thing, Merkin this other thing. Now it'll get a little long, so more rows, but mind you, see, it doesn't avoid the problem, doesn't it? We still need the way to identify the items.
Yeah, I guess I'm just struggling between human readable, which I kind of like. Like one of the things we're able to do here, if we go back to players, and I'll show you what we've done, which is in weapons. Where is it?
Okay.
Weapons. So this is like kind of what we're already doing. And let me kind of zoom in here so you can kind of see that there. So these are semicolon separated. And we have, look at right here for the Warhammer. We have the ability to pass in parameters to the item to change its name, its bonus, its hue shift for magic effects.
Oh, see, that's good. Yeah.
And look over here,
so,
same thing
so
over
that
here.
allows you to have an incredibly simple base name. But then if you wanted everybody to have one of these and for them to be subtly different, you can give them all fractionally different names without reinventing the class every time.
Yeah, look at here. Arrow, ice arrow, adds 1d4 cold, and the label on that cold die is ice arrow. So
see, now I'm convinced, you see. You've clearly thought this through and you have a great solution.
You're just trying to make me undepressed. It's too late. I've already scheduled an emergency therapy appointment for the next brownout. So that's what's going on. So I'm kind of thinking about adding a column, calling it items, and inside here, just for human readability. So yeah, I'm not so sure about this, what's going on there, but for human readability, we're going to throw this in here. So we're going to say...
What's the column name in the weapons list that is used for that identifier?
You mean for this? For
Yeah.
Dagger?
So that word dagger is going to be in a column on the weapons sheet. So that is just name.
Mm-hmm.
So that seems...
So one thing I want to point out, this is as big as this is. This is the entirety of known weapons in D&D. So it's basically 39 entries.
Yeah.
Right? That's it. So it's this is kind of where I see this thing moving in terms of the items. Something similar.
I agree.
to
I think we
this.
can model after this pretty well.
Yeah. So, all right. So I just want to access the Ring of Fire. Maybe I just name the
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think,
indexer.
and that'll give us a warning, I think, if we ever try to put something that's, got a duplicate value in there. Certainly the load seems like the load would detect that and maybe give us an issue.
So let's say that so I'm imagining something like this. So we say Ring of Fire, and then I might say charges equals 2, or something along those lines. I might send parameters to it.
Yeah, so these would be named parameters that override the defaults that you've got. So you could have some defaults in columns on the item sheet if you wanted, right? And then this would be the way to override those. I mean, it's literally named parameters, stolen straight out of most programming languages.
Yeah.
But let's face it, those things are there because they're good. They work.
Yeah. We can also specify individual parameters here. So we did this as well with Magic, and I think it worked pretty well. But we could do this. We could pass in, we could specify the names of the parameters here, like that. And so what happens is when we define it in a list, the first number will be assigned to the charges.
Yeah.
It's another way to do it. Something to think about. I don't have any strong decision on this yet. What I want to do though is I want to just get one item up so it can be in the list. We can see it. That's kind of what I'm looking for. So let's take a look at that. We have back to players, Ring of Fire. So that's what I've got, just that one item. So we need to add items to my, I think it's called Character DTO. Now DTO.
There's an all players up there.
Say again?
Oh yeah. I was just thinking there was an all players, but no, that's right. You've got there.
This is going to be string, and this is going to be items like this. Let's go copy that. Let's go look at weapons. Tap to next reference on that. We're going to call this add items from the items, and that's probably all we need to do. Yeah, it looks like that's all we need to do. Let's go build the add items from. That. That being explicit. Okay. Now, what about here, Rory? Remember when you were telling me every 4 each was feeling like a code smell?
Well, before we forget, there's also add weapon there that should be add item, presumably.
Right.
Okay. Yes.
Does it? It does feel like it's a code smell to you.
How
would you
well,
change
what I've been
this?
doing is challenging myself to try and find a non-for each way of effectively doing it. But realistically, this is such a small... This would be the equivalent of So should we make a method to represent the thing that happens when we for each an item, but it's already one line, so you don't get a lot by abstracting that?
Right. So you would keep it?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. So we've got this item string comes in here. This is some code already for breaking it apart. I'm gonna kill it for now. Well, we can do something here. If we do anything, it'll probably be with a regular expression, is my guess. Nothing in the parameters. We'll kill all that. Then we got a D&D item. Going into all items. All D&D items, I think, is what we called it. We'll go get it. No, we don't have a get. Let's add it. And then we're going to say return all items. I'm going down to TypeScript. Made the triple equals. Okay, there's my get. So no count on this. And then we've got this idea of carried items. Add the carried item. We need to declare a new carried item. So carried item is going to have a reference to a D&D item. That. It's going to have, I think, a quantity. A count. I think I'll use count so it's the same as what we were using for weapons. I think that's it for now. Let's go move this to its own top file. Get back. Now I need to have a list of carried items. Call it carried items like that. And okay. I want to make sure we serialize this out, I think, or something similar to it. I think I want to maybe not serialize this out. So I'm going to say JSON ignore. Oh, look who's here. Caleb Wells code. Oh no, it's Frankfurt. Got the water mixed up. Frankfurt, how you doing?
Looks like you just spilled a whole bunch of drones on impact.
Watch out for those.
Hey Frankfurt.
How you doing, Frankfurt?
Long time no see. How's it going?
Celia said, well, I didn't want to say, but the viewer numbers are up to double digits. Well, they were. Then you stopped your show, I think, man. Get the show going. Keep it going, man. Certainly. We need that beauty going here. You've been stupid busy lately. Cool, cool, cool.
That's good.
Cool,
well,
cool,
usually good anyway.
Yeah.
I say, it's better to be busy than to be bored.
Yeah, so we're going to JSON ignore this. But somewhere in here, I think there's a method that starts with the word prepare. Huh. Okay. This is the problem with having a code base that's developed over time. I think it's even prepare for, oh, there we go. Look at this. Prepare for serialization. That's what I want to do. Now here, I want to build the item group, the item data. Build item list, something like that. All right, so in prepare for serialization, we're going to come in there. Then we're going to go into our carried items. And I'm going to start with for each, Rory, and we're going to figure out a way to get this so it doesn't smell like a bad code to you.
Okay.
And for each of these, we're going to, let's see, we're going to, I guess we're going to have a property here. I need a new class to just hold the data we're going to send down. So I'm going to call this an item DTO, like that. It's going to have a name as a string. It's going to have a weight, also as a string. And it's going to have a, what is it, cost value, I think is the other item. The weight, is it equipped or not? I guess we'll give it a Boolean, whether it's equipped. And let's throw in cost value as well. So we'll send that over as a double cost value, like that. Okay, that's what's in the item DTO.
Okay.
And we'll call this the carried item DTO. Okay. Throw that into its own file. Go back to where we were. So we're going to now create this list of carried item DTO. This is going to be our carried items DTO, I guess. Carried item DTO list. That. And then we're going to say, we're going to new instance that. And then we're going to say this dot add a new carried item DTO. I guess I'll just do the initialization like this. There's the properties here. What's wrong here? Oh, that. That's okay. All right. And so we're going to set some properties here. We're going to say the name is equal to carried item dot name dot item dot name.
Scroll down a little bit, Mark. The code's going behind your head. There we go.
So we got that. We got the name equals that. We got equipped is equal to this dot equipped. Is equipped. Do I have that? Well, no, I don't. Carried item needs its own equip property. Did I add it? I did not.
I did not see that, no.
So there's an example where we want to add that. You know, we want to distinguish between a carried item and a class, an instance and a class, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Declare is what I want. Auto implement. Okay, let's give it a setter as well. Okay, and so this would also be kind of a property, presumably, that we would, you know, kind of list here. Like, we might do something like that as the first parameter, right? X, we might declare a parameter order or something like this. Or we might do like this, equipped equals like you were describing. You know, or maybe just have the word equipped. Right? So we've got a number of options to put in here. Really, let's start with this one. I can't do this yet. Well, that'll be our step 2. Because I already wrote code to look up the name and I took away the code to do the other. All right, after equipped, we want to do the cost value. That's going to be equal to this cost value. And the last one is the weight. Sweet. What's my problem here? I got weight as a string.
Because it was pounds. Did you put the LBS in there at all, or was that the presumption of the numeric?
I'm changing it back. I'm going to go to here is what I'm doing. So that's my carried item DTO.
Okay.
I'm going to take this, copy this. Do we have a C# to TypeScript.
Feels like there should be.
No. I want online. No. Come on, didn't we write a template to do this? Like, wasn't
Maybe,
doing
yeah.
a CS2 JS, CS2 TS? Ah.
I feel like we definitely developed something.
Yeah, let's go find it. I think it might be the word TO, CS2. I'm not sure if I can find it faster by looking it up or by just guessing at it. It's going to be in my custom stuff here. CWX, that's not it. 2JS. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go take that. Let's come down over here. Throw that in here, like this. Like this, I guess I carried item DTO. Huh. Didn't do a very good job. I don't like the conversion, the lack of conversion that it failed to do. So we've got the I carried item DTO. Do I really need this? I'm just going to do this. The coding grill is going to groan, but I'm going to do a class. Is what I'm going to do. Carried item DTO like that. Now that I've got my class, I need. This is going to go actually not here. This is going to go my character. The character's going to hold on to this and send it down to me. So put it here. Okay, and then down here we're going to have basically an array of these things coming down here. Item data maybe? And that's going to be an array of carried item DTOs. What are we calling it up here? I'm going to call it carried equipment. I think I knew better. Okay, there's my carried equipment. Come down over here, call it carried equipment, an array of carried item DTO.
Mooney Machine has noticed. He says, ooh, red comments. That's right, we're testing CodeRush. We're dogfooding it every day here that we do this broadcast. And one of the features of CodeRush is, depending on the nature of the comment, to alter the nature of the text and the rendering of it. So we can bold text, we can make it red, we can make it green and yellow and all kinds of things based basically on the content of the comment.
Like that.
Yes, SurlyDev points out to-do comments show in yellow. And this just gives a little bit of extra context for the, as you're spinning through a code file, is this a vital thing to do? Is this a later improvement? You can customize all these colors, by the way. They're all available in the settings. And yeah, it's a nice variety, a little extra context in the text that's spinning past you. Just the same way that you get syntax coloring is useful there.
Yeah, also, what were we working on yesterday where we put the comment in? It was in the, I think it was in TypeScript, wasn't it, Rory?
We did some TypeScript, and we were going to put the health bar.
The health bar.
So we should point out that not just text in comments when you're using CodeRush, you also get to put images into your comments, and these are hugely helpful.
Yeah, it was the bar stat in here. There it is, right there.
There we go.
We were trying to figure some stuff out. Sorry, go ahead, Rory.
Well, we drew this. We built it in our favorite spec machine, which is PowerPoint, and we copied this image essentially out of PowerPoint, having created it there, and then dumped it into the code file. And it's just a great way to get that visualization of what you're aiming for. We've used it for formulas, we've used it for sprites, and Mark has pointed out you can use it for bug reports. So somebody actually sends you an image of the graphic which isn't quite right, and you just drop a copy straight into your code. We can even zoom in and out, scale these as necessary, and it's stunning how useful it is.
Yeah,
you know?
no, I like it. When I come across this in the code, I remember, oh yeah, this was tricky to figure out, or this one, there's another one in here where we do way down low level, I think it's in base animation. Let me go see if I can find this. It's maybe here.
It's great where you have anything algorithmic or formulaic.
Yeah, so this
that
one
allows you to decompose those things.
Yeah, so this also was a really tough one for us to figure out. This was we had animation loops and we were cycling them through between start offset and frame index and wherever the segment was, and we ended up drawing this picture as we're figuring out the bug and stuck it in here. That wasn't the one I was thinking of though. The one I was thinking of was for it was draw image that was cropping the rectangle. I think it was draw cropped is what I think it was. Let's see if I can find that. Draw cropped. I could be totally wrong on this name. Draw cropped. Let's try and see if we find that at all.
Mooney Machine says he just puts his hands over his eyes and hopes his co-workers don't notice me visualizing.
Yeah, okay.
That works. Actually, I shouldn't presume.
Part. There it is, right there. So this one is this crazy call. It's a crazy call to draw image that takes 8 similarly named parameters.
Yeah.
This one is insane from my perspective. You know, it's like SY and DY, which is, wait, what? Why not name them source
It's a lot
Y?
to juggle in your head at the same time.
Yeah.
This allows you to put those things down in a coherent drawing, copy it into the code, and now you don't need to carry it. You can apply your mind to, okay, now I need the bit between there and there. Oh, well, that's clearly this minus that. Okay, we'll use that. And you can progress through your algorithm, through your discernation of what you're trying to do, just that much simpler.
Yeah.
So,
anyway, that's it. So we're dogfooding CodeRush. It sits in Visual Studio. It lets you do things like this. Just stick images and comments. All you do is you just paste them in. It's pretty easy. They're not all over the place, but sometimes when they're there, they make a big difference in the code. All right, so let's get rid of this. Let's try and get back on track here. Carried items, carried equipment is coming down. I actually don't think we need to add it like the spell data piece was added. Let's see, let's go. Oh, look at this. I've got a thing called equipment, which is an array of items. Old code, kids. It's old code. And I think I'm going to kill it all eventually. But we're going to do this. Equipment, I'm going to double this up. And I'm going to put a big fat to-do on this, to-do, which is going to say, hey, kill this. Remove equipment. It's old. Yeah, you can do comments in LaTeX as well.
Yeah.
So I'm not a practice with that, but I think it's /F for a formula, and then you're going to say, if I want a fraction, I think it's /F this way. There's it is. I'm going to say 1 on top, 2 on the bottom. And then there's my LaTeX right there, for example. I want to take that and square it. I think I just take that and then I type in, SQR?
So if you're not familiar, you can obviously see Mark building, I guess, mathematical expressions with the large symbols and the sum of and the brackets around this multi-layered stuff. Obviously in code, we write this all on one line, but it can very frequently be a useful thing to see in its sort of pure mathematical form. Certainly if you're coming from that direction as well, it gives a different way of expressing the same concept.
Yeah, I thought I could.
It also means you can have your mathematician.
What'd you say?
I was going to say, it also means you can have the mathematician that handed it to you lean over your shoulder and go, yes, that's what I meant.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. It's kind of cool. So I think there's a way to change color too, but I'm not sure what that is. Can I do that? No, I'm not remembering the syntax for changing color. What do I try one last try here? Nope. Okay. All right. Yeah, so that's how you can set those kinds of things up. So you can do something like really kind of like, you know, you can do like A plus B, you know, up here, divided by C plus D, and that should work like that.
There's a link in the chat room I've just found to a blog post done, I think, or maybe, no, sorry, just in the help for latex creation stuff.
And I think
so
we
all
did
kinds
a
of examples
feature
there.
of the week video on it as well. So yeah.
Quite possible. Let me have a quick look for that.
Okay. All right, so we're passing over the carried equipment, and we have that done. Let's do this. Let's do a console log, and let's send that out and see what happens when we get down there. Okay, I think we're ready to start. Item list. Let's set a breakpoint there. We've done everything we need to do. I feel like we have.
That would be good.
What do we got here? System.value type. And inside Google Sheets. Property name is system.double. I don't have a double type in here. Guess I'll add one. Come back up here. Alright, that's my problem. I think I'm gonna have to just restart. Yeah, okay. I love generic methods, but not having support for them in edit and continue is it's not making me happy. Let's try again. Run it. Look at these guys.
What are you looking to use double for? Sorry, I must have missed that part.
That's like the weight I set as double. I could have just gone around it by changing the. It's in the carried item, I think. No, not carried item. D&D item. So it's what it's trying to do is it's trying to say, well, you know, let's convert it to a double, but I don't have a default value for that type. So it's weight right here. I could have made it decimal and everything would have been fine.
Fair enough.
So, okay, cool. So we're already in this space. Let's set a breakpoint here. See if we ever get in there. Hey, we got a new item. Carried item. The item is, there it is, the ID, Ring of Fire. Sweet. So that's working. Nice. There. Good. Let's go open up a local window. Let's see. This is going to be in the back overlay. That's just this one right here. And let's get a refresh going. Refresh that data. And now, okay, here we go. The link is 0 on the carried equipment. We need to switch to me. And now look at it. There it is. Ring of Fire. Weight 0.1. Equipped false. Cost value 0. Cost value should be higher. Thought we made. Let's go look at the items. Cost of the. Oh,
discount ring.
No, we didn't specify anything on it. Cost value. So we're going to say it's 100 gold. Like that. Okay. We got to wait. We know whether it's magic or not. And, okay. So if we reload everything, it should then get this and reload it. Have that value. Let's do that test. Let's do a reload of everything. Monkey, why are the videos on YouTube faceless? What are you talking about? What video?
I think he's talking about feature of the week videos.
Oh yeah.
When we filmed those, I don't believe we were shooting you on video, were we?
That's right. Ryan, I just recorded one.
We did.
You wrote your papers and thesis on latex. Cool. Okay, so I've just done a reload, I think. Let's see if now that data is coming down. I need to go to character marketing, and there it is. Cost value is 100. Sweet. So cool. We've kind of gone full circle there. We made a change on the Google Sheets, and then it came down, and we're seeing the data coming down. That's nice. Now on the equipment page, we need to actually start drawing this. I've got item, equipment, and weight, and I think I want to, should I put value or cost there? So is it equipped or not is what's going to be in the EQ column.
Yes.
Wait, what's from 2019?
The latex video, April 17th.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So nearly 2 years ago.
So I just recorded a video with Rory for it's a getting started with CodeRush video, and we did make it face full. We put faces on it. That's what we did. So that was something we went with. So I don't know if that'll be a change for everything in the future or not, but yeah, it's easier to edit if you don't also have video.
True.
That's kind of the main issue there. Looks like my volume might be a little low. I'm just looking at it. I'm going to turn it up just a bit here. Check. This feels a little bit better there. Was Rory's face on it? No. No, he's not on it.
We want to keep the cameras working.
Yeah, keep the cameras
That's
working.
That's what we have to do.
Yeah,
We don't need to be cracking any glass.
Yeah, and it's not because, Rory's not gorgeous or handsome. It's because he's a god with, powers that can break our human technology. Does Rory have an actual face? He does, buddy. Okay, so we want to start drawing. Let's kind of do a little bit of a rough of what we want this to look like. Back 3. This is our equipment page.
Yep.
I think to support, I think I want to drop this down is what I want to do. I think I want to kind of move it down to about like there is what I think I want to do. So I can say page 1 of 1, 1 of 2, or that sort of thing. Let's just see how bad this looks if I just do this like this and do that. Yeah, I lose the texture up there. I need to kind of fix that and make that better. I'm not going to make that change today because OBS caches the data. It caches the bitmaps. And if I make a change them and reload, it doesn't care. It requires essentially a full restart. This is just occurred to me though. The better way to make this change, I think it's in show spec over here. And where are you? Here's where I kind of had look at this. This is kind of what I was looking at in terms of what it would look like.
Yeah, okay.
That's not too bad.
No.
I'm thinking now of adding GP right here. How much it's worth?
Yeah.
And the problem is just getting enough space to list out long things. This really says I've seen Rory in real life. Here's what Rory looks like. So silly. Is this your real photo, Rory? Should I click on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you're laughing, so it's probably not. Is it? There it is, right there. That's Rory. All
See,
right.
I was looking for a really quick way to try and get that, but Surly beat me to it. Well done, Surly.
What other software do you use to play D&D? None. Mooney Machine? None. Wait, is it Mooney Machine or is it Mo on? Oh, I was going to say on my machine, but it's not that. It's Mooney Machine. I think it's Mooney Machine. Let us know. Make sure we're pronouncing that right. Mooney. Okay, cool, Mooney. Mooney already said his pronouns were he, him.
Yeah.
All right, so let's try to draw this. That's what I want to do. I'm not going to, well, maybe I will drop it down because this is what I'm doing here. Let's go do this. Let's just, whoops. I'm going to do a GP right there. in that space. I think I'm going to take all of these guys and drop them down so I can have that page 1 of 2. Is that fair or not? Or should I just draw these flat out? Maybe I draw them flat out and I decide whether to move them up or down. In other words, I just have that as my page.
Yes, so they're not statically there. They're put there because you say so. So this is more akin to the spells page, where we draw out the sections, and we were doing just recently calculations to see at what point should it move to a second page, or in this case, down slightly and insert a page 1 of 2 because there happen to be 2 pages.
That's where I'm going with this. All right, so let's do that. Let's come in here. Let's just kind of erase these. And we'll save it, even though we'll be able to see the updates. Why are you so dark?
Moody Machine, yes, there is. There is another channel where the Dungeons and Dragons happens. There you go.
That's it right there.
Surly Dev with the specific information. Well done.
We're playing tonight, by the way. We're playing in about 8 hours from now. A little less than 8 hours from now. We're playing. So if you happen to be up at that time, you can give it a watch. All the technology that from here goes there, and we get to have fun and watch us play Dungeons and Dragons. All right, so I'm going to save this here. This will not impact the live stream. Okay, not able to overwrite. The reason we can't overwrite is because this guy is up and running. This guy's got Visual Studio's got it locked because that same image is used inside of the app, and so it's locked. It's locked. We're gonna have to close this. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to restart Visual Studio to get that thing to unlock. Let's try one more time to save it. Oh no, it worked. It wasn't Visual Studio, it was me. You know, I apologize, Visual Studio. That wasn't fair. I wonder if Rory also thinks Zephyr is better than Zephyr. I don't think Rory knows the difference. Hey look, it's Groversaurus and Oscar, my favorite. Oh no. Okay, don't tell Sesame Street that happened on my show, kids. Welcome, Groversaurus. So we got the item list. We're building it. We're sending it down. We've got some core data that's down there. Now we want to start drawing in here. Let's kind of look at some places where we want to start drawing. Let's take, where's this guy? Let's take this. And I want to export this, and just to get all its pixel positions in here, let's do this. Let's save as a picture. Let's go stick this in the same folder as my backs, right here. And we'll call this equipment filled example, maybe equipment example, like that. And I'm going to just do one more time just so I can go find it and open it up quickly. Okay, there it is right there. I just need to get some, let's copy this. Just make sure it's still lined up exactly over the back right here. And I think it will be just the upper left right up in there. Oh no, it looks like it wasn't quite lined up. All right, that's it right there. Okay, so I just want to look at where my starting locations are for this and make note of them. And let's actually get to a point. Let's see, are we running anymore? We're not. We can start running here. Let's go down into overlays and start working out where we're going to write this. We're going to work with this. Curate equipment was close to the spell data. Spell data is used. Draw additional data. Here's what we want to do it. Something like this. We want to change this. if we have spell data and we're on the spells page, then we're going to draw that active data.
Okay.
All right. If we have, yes, we do use Tailspire, Mooney Machine. We do. Not pestering at all. Yeah, we do. We use Tailspire, and I might even be able to give you an example of what that looks like here. If I can go get to the other machine, start up Tailspire, start up OBS on the second machine. So I'm going to just kind of send some data across here. Oh, I'm aware. I flipped over to your vids. I have Tailspire. Okay, yeah. The problem is, Mooney, is I only got one license to Tailspire. I didn't get in time, so I had to buy mine on eBay, and I bought it on eBay, and I only got one license, whereas everybody else, I think, got 5 licenses. So we can only, we can't play with everybody having Tailspire. We're still waiting for Tailspire to finish things up. But that's, you know, that's kind of what's going on. Yeah, so let's see if I can get that Tailspire background going in here. Is that going to work? Might need to do a refresh. Where are you? If I don't see it, I won't do it. I won't see it. I thought there would be a refresh in here. I feel like it should have an access to it here without changing scenes. Oh wait, hold on. Let's go back over here to the main scene. There it is, right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Tailspire right there. One of my favorite boards that we created was the Battle Castle, which is just this. It's this fictitious place that you know. It's this kind of a situation right here, like this. So that's kind of what it looks like, this big, dramatic kind of battle arena right up here at the top. So yeah, that's kind of what we do use this a little bit, but not a lot yet because we don't have all the players with access to it. Yeah. Okay. So let's see if active character dot what is it, carried equipment, and is on page for the equipment page, then we want to say draw equipment. Like that. Let's see what draw spell data looks like. I'm going to put it nearby. All right, so we've got this here. We need to start defining some things here. So we need a constant. That's a number. Hold on, let me close down the Battle Castle on the other. Let me close down Tailspire on the other machine, because the flickering lights are kind of distracting me a little bit from that side. Cool. Okay. When are you going to create the strip club board? Yeah, it's probably going to be after they release. Okay, what's going on here? Why doesn't it like private? I think I got this.
You did.
Oh, got a second one.
2 curly braces.
Yep,
Yeah.
there it is right there. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to say equipment name left, and we're going to set that to right here, which is 28. Okay, cool. I want to have an equipment name top as well. And the top is going to be its baseline, I think. And we're going to say that's at 209. That's if we're in this scenario. But if we need to do the page, we're going to have to drop everything down. We need to do the same thing up here for item. But items Y is 187.
The nice bit is that if we do go to page 2, or if we have a second page, then that extra text will have a fixed height that we can just add to everything.
Yes, it will.
So these are still good numbers even in that case, just with that small adjustment.
You're right. Okay, my line position here. Where's the line going to be? This line...
The left-hand line.
Yeah. This one right here. This is at 25.
Which is
So
3 pixels left of the 28, so that seems about right.
Yeah, so we're going to say equipment border left. What did we say it was? Do you remember what it was?
25.
25? Okay, cool. Equipment border top. And that's going to be right here, 192. And good. Those are got those good numbers there. We're going to have a gold piece right here. I think gold should be about as wide as weight. Like about that wide.
This is value of object.
Right.
So the cost of the ring, for
Yes.
example. Or in the case of the 5,000 gold pieces, are you going to have 5,000? I guess my question is, how large might this number get?
5,000 won't be there. That's how large will the number be? It could get really large.
So you might need more space than the...
But I guess what I'm saying is I don't want to take more space than that.
Okay.
I'm already worried about how much it's sucking up over into the item, because some of these item descriptions can get long. Right?
Well, there are ways of shrinking the number. I mean, you can go with 5K, for example.
Yep. That's kind of where I'm.
You know.
That's kind of where I'm leaning anyway. Is a shorter way of describing the weight. But that's what I'm going to do. Okay. So we need. So this we're going to call this the gold pieced line, I guess. And we're going to say it's at 218. We're going to call this equipment gold piece line X. That's equal to, what do we say? 218. Okay. Equipment, and then we're going to, the next one is going to be what? The weight line X. You know, it was whether it's equipped or not. But that's all right. We'll skip ahead here. That's a 272. And then this one is going to be equipped line X, and that is at 249. And then we have an equipment border right, like that, and that is going to be 309. Like that. We need a font height. I'm going to use this as my font height. And the cool thing about this world is it's just the pixels. So it's 14 pixels. So we're going to say equipment.
I noticed you went for the low-hanging letter there, the G, but there's also an F that goes higher.
Yeah, but I got ring. Oh, you think there's an F that goes higher than the R in ring?
Maybe I'm wrong, but...
Let's get this.
Oh, maybe... No, I think you're right. You're right, it goes...
No, it goes higher. You're absolutely right.
Go a little.
All right, cool. Good job, Rory. Let's do that. That's 15. Okay, 15. Nice work. Nice attention to detail. Okay, so we have equipment font size. We have, we need to get a couple other things. We need line color. Let me just take a step back and look at this. I'm going to declare these lines too dark.
Yeah.
And let's go fix that. Let's lighten these up. They're carrying a fair amount of saturation and contrast, and we don't need either one of those. Let's try that right there. Let's take a step back. Yeah, it's better. It's way better. Some of these are doubled up because of the transition from the import of the file. I'm going to make it just a touch lighter. is what I'm going to do. And also drop saturation even more. Really, so saturation kind of tells you it's important, and we don't need it to be...
We just need it as a small framing exercise. Very subtle.
Yeah. What are we doing now? Better, better, better. I'm distracted by these. These are bugging me because it's hard to get a good call on it, but I'm going to take it even lighter than this. I'm going to take it to there. How are we doing? Taking it even lighter. This is that thing I do. There we go. This is feeling good. Better. Way better. Okay. So that'll look good. It's going to look better than this because this is, like I said, it's this imported picture. This looks like it had to do some scaling or something like that.
Yeah, it's going to be more precise when we draw it live.
Okay. So here is this color. So my line color is that. So let's create a concept that's a string. We're going to call this equipment line color. And that's a string. And then get our fill color. Okay, there's my fill color. Let's get our check color, I think. Do I want the check to be like this? Let's do it again. Let's zoom out a second. I don't know. I'm not happy with this. I really kind of want an X here rather than a check. It's part of my problem, but also there's just way too much contrast here and too much saturation, I think. Let's see what happens if I do this. Just going to fill that in and go back a bit. That is better. I'm going to go with this for now. Well, you know what? I got to make this. This is, I got to turn this into a graphic element if I'm going to do it. But, so that's just a note for when we do create this graphic. Okay.
If you go with an X, you could just use a font.
Yeah, I know. I was kind of thinking that, but I think I'm going to do this instead is what I'm going to do. I like this. I think this is going to work. I just need to lighten it up. That's all. So it's not bad. Okay. We need this header font color right here. I'm kind of okay with it. I actually think we can lighten it too. Drop some saturation. I'm going to just drop some saturation and we'll copy that and we'll use that. So this is going to be our header color. Okay. Maybe header color. Yeah, that works, I think. Header means text. I think people know that. And then finally, we're going to say our, data color, which we're using black here, but I think I want to use this dark brown instead. And so we'll do this for data. Equipment text color. Okay, we got the color, we got the positions. We don't have the size. Oh, notice down here I put this at the bottom, items, equipment, page 2 of 2. Is that really on this thing? Probably not. Yeah, nothing at the bottom. So kind of interesting. I like it better at the top, like we did with spells. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. I'll move in that space. And I guess there's one other thing we could measure, which is the height, the line height. From there to there.
Sort of the entry height, if you like.
Yeah, entry height. Yeah, I like that. 21 pixels. All right, good. Now I feel I've got, whoops, not a string. That's a number, and it's going to be 21. And now I feel like I've got all the pieces I needed to start drawing something in here. First thing we got to do is draw the header. So I guess I'll say this dot draw header.
Okay, well, as you get your artistic chops on, I'm going to have to withdraw for the evening.
Thanks, buddy.
My evening.
For joining us.
I will see you this time tomorrow.
All right, I was just going to give away to one of my co-hosts but you're leaving.
So close.
It was really close.
So close.
You really almost had it. All right, buddy. Oh, Jesus!
Whoa!
What was that? I don't think God liked my joke. Okay, that was like a lot of stuff all at once.
That's a lot of stuff.
All right, buddy, we'll talk to you later.
All right, my friend, we'll see you tomorrow.
Nick Janess said dancing stream? Yeah, that's it. You came to the dancing stream. That's what we're doing here. We just started doing the party, but I don't know. Party looks like it ended. I loved your joke. Okay, I don't know what the joke was. There you go. The Rory dance. That's Rory Becker. You said God didn't like my joke. Okay. Oh, and you said you liked my joke. Okay. Oh, wow. Look at that. Surly. Your formations are awesome. So cool. Okay, so we're going to call draw equipment header. I don't think I need to pass in any time to it. Probably the character for sure. No, I don't need the character either. I just need the context. And I need top data and bottom data. This is telling us what range is available to draw in because it's opening up. Okay, so let's go do that. Hello, did I declare it? Thought I did. Control dot. There it is. And we're going to say, okay, cool. Context.font is equal to Character Stats Scroll dot equipment font size plus px calibri. So we're going to get that font color right there, or get that font. We're going to say context.fill style is equal to character stat scroll dot equipment header color. Good, so we got the font size, the fill style. Then we're going to say text align is equal to, I think we'll say left for now, for this first one at least. Did I get the other pieces? I got the line X's, but I didn't get the name left. I didn't get the GP left, and I didn't get those pieces. So text align is equal to left for the name, for the here we go. So I'm thinking we left align this, we right align my gold pieces, and right align we center equipment and right align weight. So if they're numeric, we're going to right align them. But we want to, in terms of the line all the way across, the what's the other one? It's the text vertical. Is there vertical alignment? What is it? It's not text align. Text baseline. And I think there's something just, what do I have? I have bottom, hanging, middle, top. I think I want bottom. I think bottom is baseline. I think hanging actually measures all the way to the very bottom is what I think. It's almost the opposite is what I think. We'll take a look at this and see how they line up when we do this. And then I'm going to say context dot, it's fill text, I think. And we're going to fill the text, and we're going to pass out the text we want to send out, which is going to be name or item, probably. And the X is going to be equipment name left right there, and whoops, got the wrong one. Scroll dot equipment name top, like that. And I think that'll draw the word item out there. Let's go take a look at that. Let's open up. Let's refresh over here. And UI, let's bring up Merkin. Let's try again. Oh, there it is. It was showing up. So there's item right there. It seems lower than I want it to be. Hold on, let's let me zoom in, or let me bring it over here so you can see it. So here's what we're doing. We're drawing on the new one. The one on the stream is using the old image because it's in a cache and there's no way to reload that, empty that cache. But here it is right here. It's appearing like way too low to me. Oh, it's appearing down here. I need the one that's up here, which is about 187. This one. Needs to be like that. Header top. And we'll just assume that's the same as the other. All right, let's get a few more of these pieces we need here. We need equipment, GP, right X, and the right side of the GP gold pieces are going to be right about here. So that's 245. So that's going to be right aligned. We need the equipment center X. And the equipment center X, 260. Okay, 260. And then the weight right X is probably right about there, 306. Okay, let's draw those. So we've added fill text item. Next one with the GP. And the GP is going to be going to the equipment. GP right X. And we need to now say the baseline is going to, or not the baseline, the text align is going to be to the right. And after GP, we should also do the weight, which is going to be there. And then we have text align center. And this is going to be whether we're equipped or not. Like that. Do I have colons in my mock-up? I don't. I just have a period. I like that. That works for me. And here, It's going to be EQ. Center X. All right, let's refresh that. Okay. It's not bad. It's a little high. Let's drop it down by about 2 pixels. That's better. How does that look in terms of equip looks like it's being right. Equipment looks like it's not being centered. Center X on equipment should be right about there. 259. Yeah. But out there, it didn't look right. The weight is right aligned. Sorry, I should have known that would close your debug view. No, I didn't think about it either. I'm like, no worries, I can bring it back up. Should be able to just hit that button. Yeah, weight is in the right spot. EQ looks wrong. Let's draw the lines and see where the lines line up, and then we'll verify, what's going on here. Got to move to. Haven't done this in a while. So we're going to move to I don't have an equipment line top. I thought I did. Border top. Equipment border top. Okay. Got to set the stroke style. Set that equal to equipment line color. So move to this one's totally wrong. This should be border left. This one should be border right. All right, let's see if that line shows up real quickly. Do a refresh. I don't see the line. I got the stroke style, move to line 2. I think I have to call one more thing to get it to do it. Close path. I feel like it's close. Maybe it's close path. Let's see if that's what it is. Do a quick refresh again. Nope. Not remembering it, kids. Let's go look at it. JavaScript, line, stroke, sample. Stroke. That's what we're looking for. Okay. Refresh. There it is. Okay. Nice. Now we want to go through all of the data. So let's see, this I still think we need to fix. I think that the EQ is wrong. I don't get that. I'm not sure why that right align is not working like I'm expecting it to work. Or it's the center one that's not working. This is the one that's weird. I can just also move it over. Because the bounding box doesn't have a width. Maybe? I just assumed it centered it right here on the X and Y I gave it. Let's figure out its max width. Looks like it's 22, maybe 21. See if it has any impact at all. Refresh. Doesn't seem to move it. Okay. Oh, I didn't. Oh, that's draw equipment header. It's not going to let me create that, huh? Draw equipment item, passing in context. And by the way, you know, we aren't really using this top data, bottom data. We really should be using that. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to say, hey, look, if top data is greater than, in other words, it's down here. In other words, I'm drawing the line here. So if the top data is down here, meaning greater than it, and we haven't shown it yet, we want to exit. So that point I'm going to choose is just this equipment name header top. If that's the case, then we're going to return and get out. Because right now, without a refresh on this, we go back and we just look at the scroll. We bring it back up. And then we close into a different page. We should see this continue to draw. See it right there? And then similarly it appears back in the background. With this change, we should see that go away. So it's only going to draw when it needs to draw. All right, draw equipment item. We need to send in top data and bottom data as well. And we need to send the item. Can I declare you? No, I cannot. So let's go build you now. Carried item DTO is what we're sending in. Okay, right there. I think I need a Y position as well. Y is equal to equipment name top. And then here we're going to say Y plus equals equipment entry height. And we're going to pass in Y. Oh, sorry, not a constant. All right, so now we need to draw the equipment background starting at Y. It's going to draw the background and in fact, let's build that now. We'll pass the context to it as well. Context.fillRect. XY width and height. Excuse me. So the X is going to be the equipment border left. The Y is going to be this Y right here. The width, looks like I don't have that yet. But let's add it. Equipment border width. And the height is going to be the equipment entry height. Set our fill style. Set that equal. Equipment fill color. I think that's what I want. Border width, we'll create that. $284. That's what it looks like. And let's just try that. There we go. Something's not right. That should be right there. The line is there. What did I do wrong? The Y let's set it equal to equipment border top instead. Let's try that. Refresh here. Better. Okay, cool. That looks good. I think I want to let's get it to 100%. Reset it. I want to take a screenshot of this. Let's just paste it in here. And let me crop it. Pixel scale, let's go to 400%. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's lined up. Yeah, the GP and the weight are wrong, but it's not bad. The GP, I'm sorry, not the weight's right, but the GP and the equipment or not piece. There's something strange about this showing up here. We're gonna have to just move it to the side, I think. Okay, cool. Next, we need to do our pieces inside here. So let's do that. And so we're going to say, get our fill style set. Go to text color. I think all the fonts here are all the same size, so I just have to, let's go with fill text, and the text is going to be item.name, and the X is going to be I need to remember to set the text align. And then we're going to set this, are we going to set this to Y, or we need to do, so Y at this point is the top. What I really kind of need is a distance to the baseline. I need a distance from here, or rather maybe here to there. Looks like it's 16. All right, distance to baseline. Distance to baseline. Okay, that's 16, and that's going to throw the name out there. Let's see if that works. Anything else I need? I think I'm good. I think my I think my baseline setting here bottom is the wrong one. I forget what these are. Let's go look these up. Make sure we're doing baseline. That's what I need, alphabetic. This will probably shift everything up, and we're gonna, because I remember we shifted things down. So let's go kind of take a look at it. And we'll probably need to change the positions. So Ring of Fire is in the right place, but the other pieces are too low. This was back to what, I think 80 something. Let's see, that's probably too high. Too high. 184. It's getting better, getting closer. I just want to take that Y. Let's move this up a bit. All right, I think that's good. Yeah, that looks good. All right, next, what do I want to do next? I want to go after this EQ problem here. I don't understand that at all. We need to go take a closer look at that. Where's that draw equipment header? Here it is, right here. I could give up on this. I can manually move the center X as well. Something that doesn't quite make sense to me. I'm kind of almost leaning towards manually moving it. Let's try manually. Let's do this as a test. I'll throw it over by 10. Let's just do a quick refresh over here. Okay. Just kind of get it to where we want it, and then what I want to do okay, that's where we want it. Now what I want to do is add to that what we send out and make sure it's indeed actually centered there. So I'm going to do this and this. Save that, refresh it. Okay, it looks like it's working, but it's also because we specified only so much space right here. Let's get rid of that. Just to complete the test. Yeah, that looks like it's indeed centered, so maybe our numbers were off. Not sure. It needs to be moved to be truly centered between these two by about maybe 1 or 2 pixels to the left. We'll do 1. Okay, good. Right in the center there. That's where we want. Next, it's got the same problem as before. Watch what happens when we take away the scroll. We should still see Ring of Fire there. So we need to intelligently not draw that at the right time. Coding Girl says the width would need to be the overall width you want the center across, right? The width is what constrains it. So if it's longer than the width, it squeezes it down. That's what's going on there. So for that, it's not just the width of content. That's not my understanding. My understanding is the X and Y are the center positions of it. That's what my understandings are. My understanding is, because right now we're calling center on it. I'm passing no width at all to it. Let's just try turning this to left and see how crazy it gets. Refresh. Yeah. So it was definitely centering over that point. It looks like I just had the wrong number. Okay. We were going to make sure that draw the item. We're going to basically do something in here that says if y is less than top data, then we're going to return. And then, or if y is greater than bottom data, we're going to return. And we're outside of the bounds and we're not going to draw. Let's refresh that and see if that fixes the problem. I'm going to show you right here where this stays around for a second. There it is right there, see? So we want to do that. So let's refresh. See if it's fixed. The line, there's a line problem that's being drawn. It's the header line. Draw equipment top line. I want to draw this afterwards anyway. And if border top is greater than top data, and it's less than or equal to bottom data, then we can draw the equipment top line. Okay, refresh. There, I think we did that. Fix that. Cool. Now we don't see the line anymore until it's time to show it. All right, there it is. Good. I want to find the length of this, and so we can make it fit. I'm going to make use of the width property and have it hopefully make it fit. So let's figure that out. Actually, let's draw the lines here, the left and the right lines, and then we'll figure out that width and go there. Go with that. Okay, I don't think I need this anymore. My delete keys don't seem to be working here. Oh, there we go. It's weird. Let's do draw equipment vertical line. And we're going to pass in a X and a Y. Like that. And it's going to be, there's the stroke style. We're going to move to X comma Y. We're going to align to X comma Y plus the entry height. And we're going to call stroke on that. So draw equipment vertical line is there. So we're going to call that from here. The X is going to be that's the gold piece line. We also want one EQ border left right there. Let's see if that works. Yeah, looks good. All right, that's cool. Let's get our gold piece line in there. And let's get our weight line X in there. And let's finally get the border right one as well. See that, refresh. Good. I like it. It's not bad. I am thinking though that I want to move these lines over a little bit. This one's okay, but I think I want GP to be centered in it. I want to move the, what is that, the weight line over. Move it over by 3 pixels. So this will go over right to there. I'm going to move the equipment one over by maybe 2 pixels, 1 pixel. You get 2 pixels. Let's try that. Okay, there's Ring of Fire. The last thing we need to do is when we're done drawing all of these, we need to do the bottom line as well. And now we're going to use Y here. Whoops. Right there and there. And then we're going to say draw equipment bottom line. This really needs to be a horizontal line. Draw equipment. Like that, and we need to specify the Y position here. So let's do that right there. I think it looks like that. Let's give it a shot. There it is. We got the bottom line. Okay. That means if we add a second item now, we should see 2 of these build up automatically here. Let's give that a try. Oh, we don't have the data. We're not sending the data out yet of what these pieces are yet. However, let's go take the wand of sleep like that. Let's go over to players and let's add that now as a second piece. See if it works. We need to do a reload of everything. So I'm going to reload everything. Hit that button right there. All right, looks like we're reloaded. So let's now switch over to this page. Let's do a refresh that. Okay, not bad, but we're not doing the top line for each one of these. The top line should be part of each entry. Looks like I need to fix that. So let's go fix that. This is the bottom one. And I almost think we draw from it in the beginning. Yeah, so that should be good there. This we have to do at the beginning. Inside draw equipment item. It goes like here. All right, let's try refreshing that. Better. I think I want to, I kind of want to change some numbers here. I like that weight is right aligned right here, but I don't like the position of GP. I think GP can be centered over its column, and then we can have another number for the right aligning of the numbers. So with the numbers right aligned here, the numbers are right aligned here, but I want both weight and GP centered over their columns. So it's just, you know, a little tedious here, but we got to come in and we've got a GP right X, and then I want a GP center X. That's exactly what I want. The GP center X is going to be, well, I'm rough estimating it here. It's about 227, based on this being real. 227, I said. I think that's what I said. Yeah, about 227. So now I want to use this instead, and I want this to be centered, so I'm going to put it down here. Let's see how much trouble we get ourselves into with that, because we seem to have some problems before with the yeah, there's something weird and off about the numbers I'm using. All right, anyway, we're going to get this centered, so I'm going to move this over a little bit to the right. Probably about, what, 10 pixels? Not 10 pixels. I do like how fast the edit test compile cycle is. There we go. GP. Nice. Wait, I'm okay with it being a little to the right there, because the numbers are going to be off to the side there. All right, let's get those numbers in there, and then let's finally set up the sizes they can use. Those are the two things we're going to do next. All right, gold pieces. We need to draw that value. So gold pieces, we're going to right align the gold. We're going to come in here and say item dot cost value dot to string. Hopefully that'll work. And this is going to be equipment gold. Whoops. GP right X. Let's do this. Instead of adding this, let's create a text Y. Better. And then replace it here. So we're not having that hard to read long line of code everywhere. All right, so there's my gold pieces going out. Next, my weight is going out. And that's going to be in my equipment weight right X, I believe. All right, good. Then we're going to center and I'm going to do this. I'm just going to do something like this. If item dot equipped then I'm going to do something like this. I'm going to send out, I can see certainly my peripheral vision shooting across my screen. Awesome. We're going to do that. Let me get rid of all these name tags down here. We don't need those right now. And we'll put an X. And we're going to put that at EQ. And that's going to be center X, I believe, at text Y. All right, let's give that a shot. See what it looks like. Refresh the data. Yeah, that looks like it's working. Let's double check to make sure this is working. I'm just going to put in an or true right now for a second. That center X needs to be moved to the left. Let's move it to the left. Let's try that. 262. .263. Okay. Next, I want to set amount of space available for these. Yeah, it's looking good though. This is exactly where I want to be. Space available. Let's just send that real quickly. I voted for filled box instead. I vote for a filled box. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want it too much. Is that what, let's go see what D&D Beyond does. We're in a debate mode right now. Where's my character sheet? There it is. They have a red box, don't they? Is that what they're doing? Okay, fine. Compelling argument. I'm going to fill the box. It was so easy with the X. Making me work hard. Okay, so we'll keep this for now for a second here. We're going to comment this out. We'll go with context.fillRect. And let's figure this one out. Well, it's going to be something like this. Let's do a rect size maybe. And we'll set that equal to 8. Let's call it rect half size and set it equal to 4. And this is going to be this minus that, followed by my y, I think. Y plus something. Well, hold on. Center y is equal to y plus okay, so I've got my center y. I know my x position there, so this is going to be this minus that, and then it's going to be and then we're going to pass in for height and width. We're going to pass in rect size for both of those. Now, the color, let me go get a screenshot over here. The color Yeah, not a filled circle. Surly, you're just messing with my brain now. Let's go get the color. I want the color to be that, right there, whatever that is. Okay. Context dot fill style equals me. I would mess with your brain. Yeah, don't mess with my brain. I got a problem because I'm changing fill style, so I gotta go back. Oh wait, these are just lines. I think we're okay. All right. All right, let's see if that works. All right, so refresh. Not equipped. What's going on? Fill rect. Am I filling it in the wrong spot? What am I doing wrong? Are we painting over it? Maybe I'm drawing it in the wrong spot and then we're painting it over it. No, but we're just drawing lines at the end. That doesn't make sense. Let's see what happens when we do this. Okay, it's up there. What are you doing up there? Oh. I see. It's my math here. Wait, is it? Y plus the equipment entry height divided by 2. That's my center Y. It should be minus rect half size. Let's drop it back to 8. Okay, refresh. Okay, I'll say you win. You win, Coding Gorilla.
Awesome contribution.
Okay, it's not bad. I like it. The last thing I want to do is just set these sizes so if it's really long.
Got him! Got him!
I want it so if the text is really long, we squeeze it in. So let's do this a second. Let's do wand of super powers to go to sleep. Let's make that be the item. Do that, and what else do I need to do here? Need to measure that distance across. This distance is about, I'm estimating now because I don't have the other gold one here. Looks like it's about 190. 190, well actually it goes from here to maybe about there. So what's that at? That is about it's about 190. I'm gonna say it's 190. So let's define that. So equipment, name, width. I think I said 190. Oh yeah, don't forget to remove your true. That's a really good point. Okay. Here. So let's see what that looks like. I need to do a full reload of the data. Let's do that. While that's reloading, let's figure out the other pieces as well. Width for the weight and the GP should be about to there, maybe -1. So that's 32. Okay, 32. So equipment, we're going to call this our GP WT width. That's going to be 32. Same for both of them. Okay. Now let's refresh. Refresh. It's too long. It also looks like it's cropping it a bit, but I think the problem is really it's just too long. Fingers were off a little bit, so let's make it to 87. Subtract 3 pixels. Refresh. That's awesome. Let's do the same for the, well, the GP, we've got that as well. Let's just do a quick test for that. Let's go in for GP. Okay, so we've got something really crazy long. It's probably unrealistic. It's more realistic to have like a 5-digit number and then maybe a 2-digit kind of thing at most. That would be the biggest number we'd expect in gold pieces to be dealing with, I think. And then the weight, let's make it 5,000, like that. And now do a reload of all the data. And then we will refresh. Okay, looks like the reload is done. Yeah, the GP looks way too long. So does the weight. So the GP is like way over here. Maybe it's just because that's at its smallest level. It can't get any narrower. I want to move the right of the GP over a bit. Give it a little more room over here. Try 3 pixels. Is that too much? It might work. Okay, that's better. Is the GP width 32 really too much? So let's change it down to 28. Yeah, it feels like it maybe is too much. Let's take one more off of it. Make it 27. Yeah, what's wrong with weight? Why isn't trimming weight down? I don't understand weight. Oh, this is why. Okay. Refresh. Better. Better, 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 better. Okay, cool. So I'm going to say that ends the show. Not bad. We've started to get the items working. The only thing we really need to add is it on page 1, page 2, page 3, that sort of thing. But I may hold off on writing that because right now we don't have a lot of items yet in the game. Wait till we get enough items to warrant making that change. So let's get a raid going. Thanks everybody for sticking with us through the crazy. And all right, I'm sending you over to Chill Codes. Have fun, everybody. Do gold pieces come in fractions? Yes, they can. See you, kids.